So when I heard that there was going to be a Berserk video game, I got really excited. I didn't allow myself to see any gameplay at first. I didn't want to see screenshots or anything. I wanted everything to be a surprise. But then after some thinking, I was like, well, I should at least see if I'm gonna like what we're getting. And while I do know the gameplay is gonna be phenomenal. I don't doubt that at all. I am worried that this game's gonna have some problems concerning the storyline and just how they fit everything together. And the reason why is it's not just affected by the new show they released, but it's from who's making the game. See, in the new show, they've skipped two really good arcs, and they just expect people to know what's already happened. The problem for me with that is I don't want them to skip anything in this game. I know a lot of people that are huge Berserk fans are just tired of seeing the Golden Age arc over and over. It was in the original show in 1997, then it was in the 3 movies that came out a few years ago. And once again, this game's going to start at the beginning of the story at the Golden Age arc. But I'm honestly surprised with that. And while the screenshots I just showed you look really good, I don't think the story is going to... I'm afraid that they're not going to get the story right. And the reason why is because, one, the type of game it is. It is a hack and slash styled game, which it's not like an RPG adventure hack and slash game. It's hack and slash. It's gonna be through levels probably. With the boss fights, it seems like there's gonna be some really good boss fights in this game. But I really am afraid they're not gonna fit everything in the story together. I feel like they're gonna have problems, not just with the PC port. I know the developers had problems with the PC port in the past, but I feel like that with this game, they're going to make it a hack and slash, fun to play game when it comes to, the gameplay. And that when it comes to the story, I don't know. I'm paranoid. I don't want them to skip anything from Berserk, because Berserk is like literally one of the greatest things ever that I've discovered. It has inspired so many other, what you want to call them, comics or not, I don't know, but comics or shows or movies or games. Especially my favorite series of all time and my favorite game ever, the Dark Souls trilogy, which, it counts for more than just the 3 games if you're going to count Demon Souls and Bloodborne, which are also really fantastic games. And honestly, the story of Dark Souls seems to fit Berserk more than this game will. Dark Souls, I'm not asking for a complete Dark Souls-like Berserk game. We need a break from more Souls games. But Dark Souls has the story of the struggler. A person who's literally struggling their entire life until they get to the end and accomplish their goal. And the ironic part is that that's only if you even beat the game. It's one of the very few games that's literally tied in, if you gave up on the game, then essentially your person is hollowed. In other words, undead, and there's no return for them. Which obviously you yourself could just turn on the game a year after giving up and try again, but you get the point. But the way Dark Souls fits the struggler, someone that's turned into a demon hunter, even more than what the style for the Berserk game is. And it gets really kind of sad. I mean, the good thing is, if the Berserk game's bad, at least I can just imagine I'm playing a Berserk game when I play Dark Souls, like I already do. But it would be really amazing if the Berserk game was gonna go down a different path. Luckily, it looks amazing that when it comes to the gameplay and the art, the graphics, it all looks great. But I think the style for this game will not be a perfect fit for Berserk. I really hate to say that, because I would like for one game this year to just be phenomenal. But whether you like the hack and slash style game, even if you don't agree with me, Berserk, even before this game will come out, Berserk has already been a masterpiece. It just is. And it's my favorite thing to ever come out of a comic. Ever. And I know some people are gonna be like, oh, why aren't you calling it manga? I just don't go weeb on me. Chill out. But anyways, even in the movies, the original anime was what you guys want to call it, right? Not the original show, but the original show had the scenery where it's showing the bonding and the suffering between Guts and the other characters in the Band of the Hawk is obviously better than what was in the movie. But in the movie, in the third movie, in this scene that is currently showing, it is the most depressing and fantastic scene I've ever watched in anything. And even like in the third movie, they get it down so well with what happens. And I'd say spoiler free, but why are you watching this if you don't want any spoilers? Like, obviously there's gonna be some after what Griffith has done to him, and the new show just skips that. It skips his everything he goes through in the sword in the arc, the Black Swords arc or something like that. I don't remember the arc's names ever, but it completely skips what Guts goes through and why in this new show he's going down a path of redemption. I don't think the game coming out is gonna go from the Golden Age arc all the way to the point that we're at now in the manga, and definitely not even in the new show. But don't skip anything in the story, and please get it down with the way the characters are bonding, with the way the characters feel, and don't make it all clustered and, you know, just a mess. Even though you're making it for the fans of Berserk, make sure you obviously explain what's happening, because if you just do not, if you just throw the gameplay in, and you just throw the bosses and the scenery in, and you go, okay, here you go, fight, it'll be half of a game. And Berserk is honestly, it deserves a lot more than just a hack and slash game. I just wanted to make a short video about this. I don't know what if this was like an open letter or what, but I am really paranoid about the style of the game they've chosen. But I am repeating myself a lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it now. But please, don't just make this a hack and slash fun to play game. Make sure it's a masterpiece that the Berserk this comic deserves.